I want to talk about this cat vaccine. Check us out. All right. Dogs and cats, or cats and dogs, whatever. I say dogs and cats, may need COVID vaccines to curb spread, scientists say. Now, I want to just, before I even read this, before I read this article out, I'm just going to say, I remember me and Tim, we talked about COVID nonstop for like 3 months straight. So we were very, very in tune with the news, with the different science. I'm saying quote science because they keep changing whatever science they're listening to, and it's rather frustrating. But back when I was paying attention really close, I mean, I still do, but back then it was like April, maybe May. Now I think it was in April. They were talking about, do dogs spread coronavirus? No, it's their own like strain of coronavirus, and it actually can't transfer to humans. And no, it can transfer to humans, but some people were putting dogs on their masks. I meant, actually that does happen, but putting masks on their dogs, which is ridiculous. And they basically ended with, there's no need to put a mask on your dog. There's no need to vaccinate your animals. It doesn't transfer. It's not the same. Well, it seems like they're changing their tune. All right. This is from the New York Post. Cats and dogs may also need to be vaccinated against COVID-19 to stunt the spread of the infectious disease. Amid a threat of the continued evolution of the virus in animals, scientists have warned. Researchers at the University of East Anglia and Earlham Institute, both in UK, and the University of Minnesota, warned about the significant long-term risk of public health from such transmission in an editorial from Virulence. It is not unthinkable that vaccination in some domesticated animal species might be necessary to curb the spread of the infection, the experts wrote in a peer-reviewed medical journal. While there are no other cases in which a human contracted COVID-19 from a furry family member, this is a real name, Kok van Oosterhout, a professor of evolutionary genetics in UEA in Norwich, said we should prepare for any eventuality. So, wait, let me just stop you there, New York Post. So wait, they're saying there's actually no known cases. And this is what I led, because I remember that. I remember they said, look, it's not happening. There's no transmission between animals, and of course they say that it originated from a lab, from a bat. And we're going to get in, I'm going to circle back to that in a second. Any chance to circle back, that's my new favorite quote. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading, and we'll circle back to that in a second. Okay. It makes sense to develop vaccines for pets and for domestic animals just as a precaution to reduce this risk, he said. What we need to be as a human society, we really need to be prepared for any eventuality when it comes to COVID. Last year, Denmark was forced to cull millions of mink after hundreds of coronavirus cases in the country were linked to farmed critters. If this were to happen with cats and dogs, it would pose a significant long-term risk to public health, the editorial warned. Continued virus evolution in reservoir animal hosts, followed by spillback events into susceptible human hosts, poses a significant long-term risk to public health, the group of scientists wrote. SARS-CoV-2 can infect a wide range of host species, including cats, dogs, mink, and other wild and domesticated species, and hence, the vaccination of domesticated animals might be required to halt further virus evolution and spillback events. The scientists added, while the vaccination campaigns against SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19 are being rolled out worldwide, new virus variants are likely to continue to evolve that have the potential to sweep through the human population. Meanwhile, the group is also calling on governments to continue enforcing strict control measures, such as mask mandates, social distancing orders, to reduce the evolution and spread of any COVID virus. My goodness. They just want this fear to never end. That's really what it is to me. Keep that fear level up so we can keep the control. I'm not, but before you jump down my throat, YouTube, Twitter, all these people that think that I'm trying to say COVID isn't real. I never said that. Okay? But the fear mongering, there's no joke behind that. I mean, it's real. The fear mongering is definitely real. And now I want to bring up this article that I found. Just got to find it real quick. Here it is. Now, it is a claim. Okay, I'm just going to say that. It's a claim. Actually, no, before I do that, I just want to point this. Check this out. This is from AFP News Agency. Video in France. Dogs are being trained to detect COVID using human sweat. The project is being developed by Bordeaux University Hospital in association with Seva Santé Animale, the leading French veterinary laboratory. Okay, do you get what they're doing, right? They're using dogs to smell coronavirus, but then they're saying there's a potential that dogs can spread the coronavirus. So using dogs for the coronavirus would then actually mean that they would be spreading it every time. Oh, this person has it. Hey, owner, or handler, this person's got COVID. Okay, good dog. And then, all right, you got COVID. And then he continues to smell, the dog's a he in my mind here, continues to smell all the different people. No COVID, no COVID, no COVID. Wait a minute. Actually, they've got COVID now. Yep, they've all got COVID now. Spreading the disease further. My goodness, what a nightmare we are living in. It is a nightmare. All right. This is from the National Post. All right. I just want to read this. The analysis proves COVID is a lab-made virus. This came out yesterday. All right. Now, no, this is not NewsGuarded certified, but this is the 193-page paper published January 29th is titled "A Bayesian Analyst Concludes Beyond a Reasonable Doubt That SARS-CoV-2 is not a natural zoonose, but instead is laboratory derived." The purpose of the analysis was to determine the origin of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that caused COVID-19, beginning with the likelihood of 98.2% that it was a zoonotic jump from nature, with only a 1.2% probability it was a laboratory escape. 26 different independent facts and evidence were examined systematically. The final conclusion is that it is 99.8% probability SARS-CoV-2 came from a laboratory, and only a 0.2% likelihood it came from nature, a summary notes. The author, Dr. Stephen Quay, has 360 plus published medical studies and has been cited over 10,000 times, placing him in the top 1% of scientists worldwide. What's more, Quay, who recently appeared on War Room Pandemic to discuss the study, holds nearly 90 U.S. patents and has invented 7 FDA-approved pharmaceuticals. By taking only publicly available scientific evidence about SARS-CoV-2 and using highly conservative estimates in my analysis, I nonetheless conclude that it is beyond a reasonable doubt that SARS-CoV-2 escaped from a laboratory. The additional evidence of what appears to be an adenovirus vaccine genetic sequences in specimens from 5 patients from December 2019 and sequenced by the Wuhan Institute of Virology requires an explanation. You would see this kind of data in a vaccine challenge trial, for example. Hopefully, the WHO team can get answers to these questions, he added. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the WHO is going to answer those questions. I don't think so. They want everyone to believe this came from a bat, or now they're trying to say that it came from Italy. I remember reading an article recently about how they're trying to say actually it didn't come from China at all. So saying China virus is bannable now. You can't even say it. I don't even know if I'm even allowed to say it anymore. What I just said. Now I'm just reporting on it. Okay, YouTube, just letting you know I'm reporting on this. But I mean, this guy he's in the top 1% of scientists alive right now. What should we not believe this man? when he said it's 99% chance it's from this lab. It's funny. It's also got a 99.9996 survival rate. Let's vaccinate all the dogs and cats just to be safe, right? Headache. Shaking my head.